Heidi-ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. When we left off, we were going across an extremely breakable bridge, but we're actually just going to go across it this time because I got the cat doll that was underneath. We're basically heading for the hot springs at Io because that's where all of the dancing children have been taken. At least all of the kids that are good at dancing because the Peach Mountain Shoguns are flippin' insane. Like I said, we can just jump across a lot of that. No, don't stop it there. This is going to wreak havoc on my jump. Or not. I think the emulator is just looking for like the worst places to do that now, and just doing it for the reason that it might mess me up. Okay. Come on. Not really much to see here until we get up to the point where there's the coffee shop and the hot spring. In fact, the hot spring is over here, but the door is closed tight, and there's a little hole there. I only point that out because of what we're going to do next. The emulator does not like this area. Now let's go to the coffee shop, and we're actually going to talk to people because this is how you actually... You may not believe me, but I saw a dwarf in Zazantown. He was kind of cool looking, but also looked real mean. The main reason we talk to her is because that triggers the next event. Ushiwaka has shrunken himself. I'm just going to go out and say it. Ushiwaka has shrunken himself, and if we don't talk to that person, he won't be shrunken when we go back to Zazantown, and we won't be able to do what we need to do in order to get to the next part of the hot springs area. This is basically how the warping works. It also freezes, apparently. I don't think it really has anything to do with, maybe it's because the emulator's been on for a while, I don't know. If this persists, I can just, restart the emulator. It's not that big of a deal. And I know Benkei will actually, what's the word I'm thinking of? I can never think of words. Not reiterate, but, clarify, expand upon. Much smaller Ushiwaka. I guess expand upon is the word. It's not the word I was thinking of, but it's the word I'm going to go with. And I went the wrong direction again. Yep, there he is. Hey, long time no see. I'm Ushiwaka. What happened? Why are you so small? Let me tell you. Those sweets at the Golden Temple, well, if you eat 8 in a row, there's a strange power that makes you shrink. If for any reason you want to shrink, go to the Golden Temple. I'll be there waiting for you. Alrighty. Yeah, technically we can go to the Golden Temple this way. I don't know if there's a ladder to get us out of the creek. Oh, there is. Okay, we're good. Alrighty. You don't necessarily have to jump into ladders. I just noticed that I was doing that. It's just something I got used to with a lot of games. Like if you jump onto a ladder, then you like land halfway on the ladder, you'll still be on the ladder more or less. Now we actually have to switch to Ebisumaru for this because he's the one who gets the shrinking power, believe it or not. So we actually have something for Ebisumaru to do. Sweets in the cupboard at the temple will start falling from above. If you catch 8 sweets before the time is up, you will be able to use magical powers to make you shrink. However, if you're seen catching these sweets, something terrible will happen. Ready, set, go. And we're going to be introduced to another character, who I will basically be grow to hate in the upcoming minigames. This is Oyakata. He does not like you. He is the source of the bad stuff that can happen in minigames. If he catches you here, he will hit hit the sides of the cupboard, and like bombs will come down and try to kill you. He also shows up in the other power getting minigames. Except for Sasuke's. He doesn't show up in Sasuke's. Yeah, you gotta make sure he does not see you, or else you're pretty boned. If you get hit by the things 3 times, you automatically fail. And that's his little victory thing. Now you go. Now you can shrink as you wish. So you got the mini Ebisu magic powers, and by pushing the up C button, we can shrink. Remember that while using the mini Ebisu powers, you will not be able to attack. And it's not that we just shrink; we can go back and forth between small and big. Alright, so let's head back to EO, because we went into the coffee shop right near there and can just simply warp back. It always starts you off at, defaultly starts you off at Oedo Town, though. You just gotta know where your areas are when warping. Yeah, the warping can really be, so if you're not careful in how you manage it, can really screw you over if you're trying speed runs. For example, you have to let the song play all the way through. If you press the B button again, she will stop playing, and you have to basically start it over again in order to get the dragon to show up. Oh, also, here's something we haven't seen before. If you use a bladed weapon like Yae's katana, when you defeat enemies, they'll actually split in half. Whereas with the blunt weapons like Goemon's pipe or Ebisumaru's hammer, they'll just explode. Now we'll switch to Ebisumaru, use the shrink powers, and then go in the small hole here. Yeah. Actually, we can stop being small now. There's no reason to be small for extended periods of time. But the shrinking power will come in handy in dungeons to come. There are quite a few places where you'll need to shrink in order to access certain areas. And we never lose the power, there's no magic points or anything involved, it's just a power that you get. Also, if you go into these hot springs and lay down, or this is actually Ebisumaru's crouching. And you can crouch and crawl, and he looks like an idiot when he does it, because he's comic relief, but the hot springs will heal you. Also, I actually did want to point this out when we got in here. The door to the hot springs is just a cardboard standee thing. So that's why the doors didn't work, because they were fake doors. I don't know how this is a popular spot if people can't get in, but I'm not going to try to question logic in this game. Also, if you're small and you don't have enough clearance to grow again, the game will yell at you, basically. Do the thing. Also, if you're right next to a wall, you can't shrink as well, either. Or if you're moving. Okay, we can't actually... Because there is a cat in there. There's actually one in the Folky-Poke Village that we can get now. But... I don't know how many we have right now. How many cats do we have now? Oh, no. No, go back there. Go back there. We don't have any, so, okay, so even if we did go back, it's not like we're getting another part for getting the cat at Folky-Poke Village. And we can, we can just always go back and get it later, because we are going to be going back to Folky-Poke Village after the dungeon. Sometimes I forget the chain pipe does have limited range. What I was trying to do there is like jump and grab that star block way over there. And for some reason its semi-homing qualities won't kick in right now. Go. Also, the difference between playing N64 games on an emulator and playing the N64 on the TV, at least the TV that I always played it on, is really like night and day here. I think it's because the way TVs are, how they look kind of fuzzy sometimes. I mean, the one that I used, it wasn't anything fancy at all. It was like a small, like, 10-inch, like, normal, like, not plasma, not flat screen or anything like that TV. It's like something I got, like, back in the late 90s. But here, it looks a lot, like, there's a bit more detail on enemies and stuff that I hadn't been seeing before. Peach Mountain Shogun's Ghost Toys Castle, and this is the second dungeon. So I'm actually going to cut the video here, and when we come back, we will go in and take on the second dungeon. I've been Radio Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?